Hey y'all, it is 4 o'clock. You're at Rosetree Blow Glass Studio and Gallery, and if you just give me 1 second, I forgot to turn off all the fans, so I have to yell at you to so you can hear me. So give me 1 second.
And the best part is he realized that the second that we started going live. So turning fans off so it'll be a little more quiet in here and you can hear us better, guys. Hey, that should be much better.
Hey y'all. Cut, take 2. Anyway, I'm Mark. I'm the owner here. Live broadcast. Year plus 1. 1 year plus 1. We've done 84, but I think we've done more.
No, this would be 83, I think. Well, I think we lost one video.
At the beginning.
Yeah.
So let's call it mid-80s. Anyway, here we are again, and we're going to show you a little magic of glass blowing. The voice behind the camera is Darcy, and as always, if you have a question, we're just going to you're going to follow me making a piece. If you have any questions about the pieces, you can put it in your comment section and comment box, and Darcy will relay that to me, and I'll hopefully be able to answer your question. So anyway, today we are going to make a Primo vase, yellow and cool mix and white. The vase actually we introduced during the pandemic, and we've been selling them pretty well, and just see how that goes. If you're new here, welcome. Just let us know you're new and just say hello. We have a great group of people who've been following us over a year on this, which is something in itself. And don't be intimidated by them. They're all good people. So let's get started. Always, I'm hydrating always. Today's been one of those days, people, let me just tell you. I'm kind of very disappointed because there are a lot of bazillion things going in my mind that have to get done today, and I'm kind of a little scattered, so we'll just go with that.
I think it works in your favor. You're fine. You're good.
Hence the fans on.
Yes. So we've got lots of highs from Barry, of course, first. Aaron is here. Tracy says hi. Christy says hi. And Aaron says, no experiments today?
No, we did a bunch of it. We did experiments the past couple of weeks, I guess. I really have to get some work out that are not experiments, but actually the peeps and bunnies are up online, and we've been selling them, which is great. So actually, I did some peeps today. We'll see how those come out. Just every day's a new adventure. All right, so let's go over to the furnace. So we just treat these Facebook Lives as if you walked into the studio and came down here and chatted with me while I make the piece. So that's pretty much as it is. This is our furnace. The furnace has a ceramic bowl called a crucible in the middle of it that holds up to 400 pounds of molten glass. It's at 2,050 degrees, and it stays on 24/7. If we turn it off, it takes about a week to come back to temperature, so we just keep it on all the time. This is the blowpipe. Blowpipe's the same tools and methodology that glass blowers have been using for over 2,000 years. So it's a very old craft that I practice. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the blowpipe in the glass, twist it around, and gather molten glass on the end. So each layer is called a gather. If I stop turning, you'll see it starts to drip. So the glass at 2,050 degrees is a liquid. So this table is called a marver, and the marver is steel. And what it's used for is to cool and shape the glass. What I'm going to do first is I'm going to put my starter bubble in it, and the starter bubble is made by what's called an air trap. So I'm going to blow it to the end of the pipe and cover it with my finger. trap the air inside. When the cool air hits the hot glass, it heats up and expands and pushes against the soft glass and blows out your bubble.
So Aaron has been reassuring everybody that the people who've been here for a while are not scary.
No, you're not.
Lori says she loves the peeps.
Thank you.
And Christy said she still thinks that you should do collectible Easter eggs, a new edition every year.
We could. I really like the feathered ones, and we just do different colors every year. I don't have to worry about shapes because it's an egg.
There you
It's
go.
an egg every time, so that's pretty much taken care of. That's a good idea. I might be a little late to do it now, but it's definitely an idea to do. So what I'm doing is I'm letting this gather harden. So the way I'm gauging that is by the color on the pipe. So it went from an orangey yellow all the way down. Now it's kind of a red. And when it goes to a dark cherry red, I know this is cool enough to get the next layer on. Next layer, if I put it on too quickly, then it'll heat this up too much, and we won't have the support for the glass on top.
So Aaron said it's a little blurry and spotty for her today, but the weather isn't good on her end, so it may be there.
The weather
is not good here
crazy.
either.
We're supposed to get anywhere, well, one of the weathercasters who will go nameless, who predicts Armageddon every time she talks, predicted, 5 to 8 inches or something, and
Yeah, it's supposed to rain on us for like 3 days, almost nonstop.
But it's if that's within the 3 days,
Yeah.
I'll take that.
Yeah. Patty said it started out that way for her too, improved and is very clear now. So, yay, Patty.
Let's get another layer on, and we'll go into the color. So one more layer on top. So this furnace is actually electric. I like it because it's really quiet. Gas furnaces, a mild roar all the time. And I don't like leaving a gas furnace unattended when nobody's here. So this is my yellow. And I'm setting up the bottom for the next color. I'm going to do probably 3 layers into the yellow. Just to get a nice dense coating. And it's a transparent yellow. And then the bottom colors is a mixture of transparent and opaque.
So Aaron was excited about the bubble close-up. I got you, girl. Corey's here. Says, hey, hey.
We do like Norm. Corey! Everybody. Hey, Corey. Corey missed the last one, didn't he?
I think so, yeah. Patty says, congratulations on the great magazine piece.
Oh, thank you. It was really good. There was an article written about it's a trade magazine for makers and craftspeople called Handmade Business. And it was an article about me. I think I put it up on the Rosetree Facebook page. If anybody's interested and didn't see it.
So Barry said possible tornadoes as per the news up here. I don't know if that's for us or for them. Yeah.
Wow. You don't get many tornadoes in New York, I don't think.
Erin said she wants to see another swinging piece. She hasn't seen you swing a piece in a while.
It's going to be a swinger. Not to worry. I knew somebody would be requesting. I thought it would be Christy, but Erin beat her to it.
Erin beat her to it. Oh, Barry said that's for us, not them. Possible tornadoes, yeah.
There's a lot of action on the North Shore.
Yeah, it's usually we're always in some kind of strange vortex over here. Unless it's a hurricane, we don't tend to get a lot of the bad weather.
Oh my God, you don't say things like that.
Come on, I'm full of luck. We're okay.
What happens is because of the lake between us and North Shore, it kind of trains. It's kind of training across up the north. We are still getting a lot, and the stuff that they say is going to be here, the 8 inches or whatever. That's kind of in the viewing area also. So it could be here, it could be other places.
Yeah. So Corey said electric is expensive though.
Depends on where you are. My pricing, it didn't really, when I switched from gas to electric, it didn't really change. And again, I don't like leaving a building with a gas furnace, almost open flame. I mean, it's enclosed, but it's not. So when my furnace goes off, it goes. I mean, if it has to go off for a reason, it goes off. You don't have to worry about a gas fire.
So Cindy wants to know, did she miss the finished shamrock?
Did she what?
Miss the finished shamrock.
Yeah. We had it. We had it down here what, Thursday?
Yeah.
It was okay. It wasn't my finest hour.
It's just a little wonky, but it was an experiment.
Yeah.
It's all right. Christy said,
I'm very hard on myself.
yes, you are. That's why I'm here to not let you do that so much. Christy said she's patiently waiting for the swinging.
You would. It's going to be another layer. You know, Christy. You know, it's going to be another layer, and then we'll when we're doing the final shape.
That's why she said she's being patient.
Patiently.
Aaron told me to knock on wood.
I know.
Do we have like real wood down here?
Wood behind you. There's wood at my bench right here.
All right.
Believe me, I'm not that equipped. I know where all the wood is here.
Corey said, wavy.
No. I don't know. I think the straight cone has sold better than the wavy one. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'll tell you this, Corey. If something happens and I need to make it wavy, I have that in my back pocket to do if I have to.
Yeah. Talking about the shamrock, Aaron said that's why you experiment.
Yes, but most artists don't experiment in front of a live audience.
True.
So now I'm going to do the air trap again and put some more air in. So I want this inside bubble to go down through this second gather a little bit more. So I'm getting this set up for the final gather.
Barry said it still looked like a pretty flower inside, though.
The clover? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Before leaf clover. All right, so
We learned
it's all
our
set up
lesson.
for the final gather. So right now my bubble is about halfway down, and then I'm gonna get another layer on top. And I'm gonna use this is a wood block, and I'm gonna use that to shape the gather.
So Corey said natural gas is way cheaper for me, but my furnace is electric too for everything that you said.
Right. Well, you have a Denver, which that's what I first started with. 30-some odd years ago, when I set up my own studio.
I have to do this for Aaron.
You have look.
That's not particle? That's actual wood?
That's wood.
All right.
That's real wood.
I'm always worried that particle wood's going to make it worse. Aaron said, oh, sorry, go ahead.
It's a superstition. I mean, whatever you want it to be. I don't think there's a wrong or right. All right, we need another layer. What? Somebody started saying somebody started.
Oh, Erin was saying that she did for a while when lockdown first started doing makeup special effects and such. It was different, didn't always work for her experimenting.
Right. No, I definitely agree with doing experimentation, but experimentation should probably be done not in front of a live audience. All right, so this is my final layer.
Ooh. Christy said next year do the Lucky Charms series.
Come on, I'm doing an egg series. New series, Reheating. So that's my third gather, and I'm going to shape it using the wood block. And I'm going to, what I'm doing is I'm moving the glass away from the pipe and kind of putting it more towards the bottom, because that's what's going to stretch and blow out when we swing it. And I want to keep a decent thickness on the bottom.
Erin said thank you for knocking on the wood. My parents live down there. I don't need to see the bad weather. Oh, Corey said it's not a Denver furnace anymore, just a shell. They rebuilt and recomputerized the heating because Denver was trash.
Yep. I'd say that. I still have one. I have one that's with a 250-pound pot inside. It was completely, how we completely redid it before we moved here. So it's pretty old, but the insides are really good. But the state of the art has changed, evolved a whole lot. So I don't know if anybody would really be interested in it. So I have a big paperweight in the corner of the room. You can hear my soundtrack, my Thunderbird soundtrack on the background.
Yeah, trust me, I don't need the weather to get bad either. My car died, so I'm walking home.
Stand, I'm going to put it right where I hang the glass on the wall.
Do you need me to move it?
I'll just use the bench.
Yes, you did hear thunder, Erin.
It's raining really hard for a while today. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to start blowing the piece up to shape.
Erin said, oh no, sorry, you have to walk home. I live 5 blocks away. It's all right.
So you'll see the bubbles start to get bigger and push more through the glass. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut what's called a jack line in it, which is what I'm going to use to separate it from the blowpipe in a little bit.
Erin said it's my exercise for the day. And that's fair. I need it. Barry said, does rainy weather affect the blowing?
Does it affect the glass?
The glass or the blowing or anything?
Windy, cold and windy affects it more because I have a door right behind me. And if it blows on the piece, it changes the temperature of the piece a little bit. Especially because most of this, I'm timing everything, so because it's just the way it is. There's a certain count that I have for like reheats and transfers and everything. And if I have a cold wind blowing on it, it changes the countering. So this is the reheating chamber that I'm working out of. It's a little bit hotter than the furnace. The furnace is that's a 2050. The reheating chamber is probably 2150, 2200 or so. And that's only on when we're here, and that is gas fired. So we turn that on in the morning. Mine takes about an hour and a half from the temperature, and then when I'm done, I turn it off and let it cool off for about an hour before I leave.
Aaron said it makes sense with the door and everything.
Alright, so I'm going to heat it up and try to get the shoulder out. There's a shoulder right here. Try to get the shoulder to come out a little bit more.
And she said, look at that camera work. And I tell you, the reason the camera work is because I don't want to miss a second of the spinning. I want to make sure I'm right there for it.
I'm not spinning this time. So again, I'm cooling off the bottom. I'm kind of giving it a little push so the shoulder pokes out a little bit more. So you have the jack line. This is my jack line. I'm going to use that to take the piece off later.
So Aaron was asking, after you blow a big bubble and you shape it, does it lose the air inside?
No. It'll be a vacuum. No, the air stays in there because it's not pressure. My breath puts pressure on it to blow it out. So I still have to fill it. I mean, there's air in there, so by forcing my breath in here, I don't have to fill that whole thing again, but I don't have to add pressure to it. So there's a little time lag before you see it start to blow out. So this is Christy's favorite time.
All right, I'm prepared.
So I'm heating just the bottom up. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to use centrifugal force to elongate this a little bit more.
Christy said, swing, 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 swing. Saying it like that, though, does make it feel like the weirdest spring break ever.
What's that?
Saying it like swing, swing, swing instead of drink, drink, drink.
So I'm flattening the bottom, and then I'm going to swing it one more time because it's a little bit short.
So Erin said, I know you put your thumb over the end when you initially blow the bubble. Didn't know when you remove your thumb and shape it if it reduces the air inside.
No, but you hear the pressure release. You can, I can. It's
Yep, no, I've never heard it.
It's very subtle.
Everyone enjoyed the swings, and then Aaron said again, again. So there you go. He got you again.
So I'm going to flatten the bottom one more time. Let's pull it out a little bit from the pressure blowing.
She said, very cool. I learned something new. And that's what we love around here.
So I'm going to transfer next. I'm going to get another rod called a punty. I'm going to get a little bit of glass on it, stick it to the bottom, cut it off at my jack line, and it's going to transfer from the pipe to the punty.
take a quick look. Still swinging a little bit. So this is the yellow, and then a cool mix there.
Gather a little bit of glass onto. It's a hollow tube, but it's closed up on both ends. It's hollow just to make it lighter, but it's closed up on both ends, so you can't blow into it. And I'm going to over here. I have a diamond file. You can set up a release on it for later. Stick it in the middle. And use water on that jack line. And the water will set up a chill line. And tap it on it breaks off.
So Shatney made it in, said, hello Darcy and Mark.
Shatney. So now what I do is I heat the whole piece up because it's been out of the flame for a while. And then I'm going to heat up just the top because that's the part that I want to shape. The bottom part is already shaped. And I'm going to concentrate the heat on the top. I'm going to always go back in and flash the punty in there. Because if the punty gets too cold, it becomes brittle, and by putting pressure on it, it will release. We only want it to release when we want it to, not when it wants to.
So Aaron said, it looks very yellow close to the pipe, which would be the top of the piece, I'm guessing.
So there's a band of yellow and a band of this.
And it looks more yellow than it does here because you did 3. Did you do it 3 times?
Yes.
Yeah. And it's just, that's cool how you can eyeball the middle so well when you put the punty on.
Yeah, sometimes you miss and you have to move it around a little bit, but it's a lot of years of experience. So I'm going to use the jacks on the inside now. Just trim the top because it broke up a little bit uneven. So now it's more even. I take out my wood jacks. So those are the same principle as the metal jacks, but the wood jacks don't cool the glass as quickly. So you have a little bit more working time with them.
Aaron said just a few years experience, right?
It's funny because we talked the other day about me getting new contacts in, and my close-up vision, I don't really see the difference. Today I saw the difference because I'm working more close-up, and so I make peaks and put the eyeballs on it, and you have to do that really close. And also the punty is kind of hard to see, so I might have to start wearing reading glasses part-time while I'm working. Just kind of bizarre.
Welcome to my world, except your work is a little more difficult on that end. I just have to deal with a computer.
So I'm going to heat up the top part and open that out to a cone shape.
Debbie said if you've ever made an ocean wave, she's been looking for one.
We do something called a wave base, but an ocean wave. A friend of mine from way back when does some beautiful ocean waves. His name is Paul Tasoma, and he's in California. If you look him up, he does amazing waves.
Nice. Shatney said it looks like another beautiful piece.
We don't say things like that for the piece of time.
This time it wasn't me. I'm just reading. Last time it was definitely me. Debbie said thank you.
You're welcome. Tell them I sent you. I haven't talked to Paul in ages. So I'm using the jacks on the inside and outside to get a nice sharp line going all the way up. And that's about the way I want it.
All right.
Sorry, Corey, we didn't make a wavy lip on it. So this is a yellow and cool mix and white Primo vase. And see, it's different when you have the light going through it, where the light's against it.
Debbie said she sure will tell him you sent her.
I'm going to do my last heat. Try and get heat all the way on the piece. Then I'll come over to my crack-off table. And if I put the honey on correctly and centered, so great. One tap comes right off. And then I'm going to take a torch and to smooth out the release point from the putty, because that's sharp, and we don't want it sharp. Do a nice fire polish on it, smooth it out. So some people polish out their putty marks, but something like this, I just leave the putty mark, a putty mark there. It shows it's handmade. There's nothing wrong with having it there. The only thing that would be wrong if it is sharp. And then
Look at all those peeps in there.
And this is called an annealing oven, and the annealing oven is 920 degrees. So when the piece goes into the annealing oven, it's a little hotter than that, and it has a hotter lip than the foot. So what it does is it goes in there and stabilizes at 920 across the whole piece, and then it, for about, depends on how thick the piece is, usually about hour, 2 hours, and then it slowly comes down to room temperature over 14 or 16 hours to where you can touch it. If you just made the piece and left it out to cool on its own, it would go from hot to cold too fast and it would crack off.
So Erin's got one more question.
Sure.
She said, do you replace the wood on the jacks often, or do you have to replace the jacks as a whole?
No, you replace the wood on the jack. So these come out, and you can just reblade them with new jacks. So what happens is they start out this long, then the way I work it, they wear away or burn away, so they'll be smaller and smaller to the point where I'm too close when I'm working on the piece, and then I have to put new blades on it. So, all right. So that is our Facebook Live for today. It was a yellow and cool mix and white Primo vase. I want to thank y'all for coming. As always, we appreciate your friendship, your support, you being here. Please, if you start going out in your communities, think of the small businesses and restaurants that you can go to, and if you're going to spend money, please do it locally. That's the best thing for everyone. And if you need glass, we have something coming up, or actually weddings are starting to come back up again, so we're starting to get a lot of people who are purchasing wedding gifts from us. You can find us at RosetreeGallery.com online, Facebook, Rosetree Blown Glass, Instagram, Rosetree Glass Gallery. All these millions of videos, YouTube or Facebook Lives are on our YouTube channel, Rosetree Blown Glass Studio and Gallery. And that's it from a rainy, wet Tuesday in New Orleans. As always, take care of one another, love one another, and we will see you here on Thursday. Take care.